But on Thursday morning, landowner John Hensby and his partner realised there was a problem.
Sam had been out shooting rabbits and she saw from the other side there a hole had appeared. It was about 5 metres across. So she came back and told me, and it was about an hour later I went out, and the hole was about 3 times that diameter then, and noisy. The rumbling from 200 feet down and the crashing, great lumps of stuff falling in there, was quite frightening.
John works on his 10 acres to provide habitat for ground nesting birds, asking walkers to keep to the path. But he's worried curiosity will simply get the better of people drawn to see this bottomless pit, which reveals something of the area's lead mining past.
We're the ones who will have to sort out the police, the ambulance, from a practical point of view, but also I don't want to be responsible for somebody going down a 200-foot hole. There's no chance of getting them out of it again.
This is as close as it's safe to be, because not only has this hole opened up massively in a short space of time, it is surrounded by cracks which suggest that any further rain may make it even bigger still. The footpath has been closed off and the forecast for next week isn't helpful. John hopes people stay away while he and others work out what can be done. Mark McAlinden, BBC Look North, County Durham.
Cadeira. Isso aí era mercadinho Guanabara. Você já pegou o povo mais cedo, você já vai mais cedo, já volta mais cedo.
Yes, dramatic pictures of the moment a huge sinkhole opened up and swallowed several cars in a residential neighbourhood of northeast Baltimore. The sinkhole appeared not long after rain drenched central Maryland for more than 24 hours. No one was hurt. The heavy rain followed a storm system with deadly tornadoes that had been battering mainly the south and midwest of the country over the past few days.
Opening beneath you. This was China. The woman survived. In Guatemala, a yawning chasm reaches down into the depths. These are what are known as sinkholes. A highway torn open in Ohio. There's now a spate of these here in Britain. In Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire, this sinkhole appeared on Saturday, but today it's much larger. 20 families had to move out. Typically, Britain gets 1 or maybe 2 of these sinkholes every year. This month, so far, we've had 6. There are all kinds of reasons why they happen, but by far the most common cause is a sudden injection of water underground, adding so much strain that the ground literally breaks, just like here. What happens in sinkholes varies from place to place, but water is the key factor. Beneath the surface are the layers of soil, sand and rock. Rain works its way through and can dissolve some types of rock. Eventually, they reach breaking point.
Well, there has been an increase in the number of sinkholes, largely due to the weather. The water landing on sinkholes washes the fine material out and causes them to collapse. It also makes the ground heavier, so if it's a bit unstable, it's enough to just tip it over the brink and cause it to collapse.
Across Britain, the red areas on this map are rocks which water can dissolve. It looks really bad, but some rocks are more vulnerable than others. Understanding this threat is vital. This is the M2 motorway in Kent. A stretch of it had to be closed. A driveway in High Wycombe earlier this month. The challenge is to know where's next. This house in Ripon is the latest to suffer, cracking open right above a sinkhole, forcing neighbours to move out.
Obviously concerned, the security of the property, but just waiting really to see what the assessment is and what the advice is to us as a family.
In Louisiana, the moment a sinkhole opens up underwater, it's strong enough to swallow entire trees. The months of rain here in Britain have created some potentially dangerous conditions. David Shuckman, BBC News.